If you get a flat tire on your bike, will you know what to do? It could happen in a rather inconvenient place at an inconvenient time. So I'm going to show you what you need to know when it happens. I'm Debra Stefan, Henderson Trail Watch Guide, with your biking community service Need to Know tips and best practices from the League of American Bicyclists. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you get a flat. Fortunately for me, mine went flat with a slow leak in my garage last night. So, I've got a really good flat to show you on. Before you ride, be sure to bring essential equipment for emergency maintenance. Bike carriers differ for shorter and longer rides. A simple seat pack will contain the minimum standard items: CO2 cartridges, tire levers, a spare tube, and a patch kit. I prefer a full carrier so that I can take care of myself and the others riding with me. Shift into the highest gear. That's the smallest chainring. Pick up the rear end of your bike and crank the pedal, moving the chain into the smallest cog. Disengage the brake next. Use the lever on the side of your brakes to loosen the brakes. Release V-brakes by removing the rubber boot or dust cover out of the way. Grasp the brake cable with one hand, the bracket with the other, pulling them apart to unseat the cable and release the brake. Now, it's easiest if you turn the bike upside down. Hold the wheel with one hand, the frame with the other, and remove the wheel from the bike dropout, which is a small tab of metal on the drive side of the bike, near where the rear wheel is anchored in the frame. Next, start near a spoke, using the scoop end of the tire lever to insert between the wheel rim and rubber tire. Attaching the hook end of the tire lever, secure it onto the spoke to hold in place. Insert a second tire lever a few inches down and begin an unzipping motion around the entire rim until you have successfully removed the rubber tire from the metal wheel rim. Then, pull the tube out of the wheel rim, removing it completely. Now, visually and manually inspect the tire for whatever it was that caused the flat. Find and remove it before installing a new tube. Take a new tube out of your emergency road kit inflate it just enough to give a round shape. Find the valve stem and position it through the corresponding opening in the metal wheel rim. Use your fingers to easily tuck the new tube into the tire, working all the way around. Starting at the valve stem with both hands, use your thumbs to push the tire back into the metal rim. And finally, use a tire lever to gently snap the rest of the tire on. Make one more pass around the tire, pushing it aside with your hands to be sure the tube isn't pinching out anywhere, just to make sure you don't get a pinch flat. And if you do get a second flat, that's when you'll use your patch kit. Fully inflate the tire using your CO2 inflator or a frame pump. Reinstall the wheel. Lay the chain on top of the smallest cog and close the quick release lever. Line up the lever with the line of the bike. Now you're ready to reseat the brake. Grasp the brake cable with one hand, the bracket with the other, and pull both side arms together until you can seat the cable inside the bracket. Lift the rear tire off the ground and crank the pedals around to be sure the tire turns smoothly. And there you have it. You've changed your flat. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you get a flat tire on your bike. Thanks for watching. I'm Debra Stefan, Henderson Trail Watch Guide, with your biking community service need to know tips and best practices from the League of American Bicyclists. I'll see you on the trail. Debra Stefan, Certified Fitness Trainer, International Sports Sciences Association, League Cycling Instructor, League of American Bicyclists. If you want to start biking in the Henderson area and aren't sure how to start, talk to me.